Happy New Year, everybody. This is the first Monday of 2025 when you're listening to this, and we're actually recording this in the last days of school of 2024, but we're definitely thinking about these 2 years and how God has been at work in us individually and as a school and as a broader Seacoast community. And so today we have 4 students, 2 8th graders and 2 seniors, and I really appreciate them joining us and sharing with you just some of their thoughts of the last year and the year and years to come. And so if I could start off to my left, would you begin to introduce yourself to us? You're sure appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from Portsmouth. I'm a senior here, and this is my 4th year here.
Great. Thanks, Elizabeth.
My name is Sarah. I'm from Somersworth. I'm currently in 8th grade, and I've been here since kindergarten.
Long time.
My name's Isaac from Dover here, 8th grade, and I've been here for 2 years.
Okay, Isaac.
My name is Russell. I'm from Elliott, Maine. I'm a senior, and I've been here since 4th grade.
Wow. I think you may, doing the quick math, I think you may win the longevity prize, but we're so glad to have the 4 of you here. Thanks for joining us all across the Seacoast. And just to get us going as we reflect on 2024, we'd sure appreciate if you each could take, maybe starting with you, Elizabeth, just a thought on how you have seen yourself change mentally, spiritually, physically, or creatively. One big highlight from the last year that you'd like to share with us.
I would definitely say Newsies, the musical last year.
Yeah.
That changed me in a lot of ways. 'Cause mentally, it helped me. I'm a very shy person, so I don't like being up on stage, but I was able to be able to do that, and it grew me in a lot of ways.
Had you ever done that before?
No.
So what called you to do that?
I'd kind of wanted to do the musical the year before, but I wasn't brave enough to. And then I saw it was Newsies, and I love Newsies, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it this year. And I'm very glad I did. But
Yeah.
That's definitely.
Sarah says she's glad Elizabeth did too. What was, just if you could share, was there a particular moment in that production run that you did, or is this favorite scene that you were a part of?
Oh, I liked all the scenes.
Yeah.
Probably if I had to pick one favorite, it would be either King of New York or Once and For All. Those are my 2 favorite.
Yeah, I can remember some of that. That's really good. Thank you for sharing that. How about you, Sarah?
For me, probably was Newsies as well.
Okay.
I think just because I did the musical the year before, and I didn't really enjoy it for no specific reason, but probably I think it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it.
What was your role in it, in Newsies?
I was a Brooklyn Newsie and a scab.
Okay. And what was just playing those roles, or just what made it particularly impactful for you? Was it the roles, or was it the community? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that connect for you? I mean, you were 7th grade last spring.
I think being able to see how the high schoolers interacted with the show was good for me, I think.
Yeah. Had you been on that cast? You'd been on the year prior, you'd been on a cast.
Yeah.
That included the middle and upper school. But this is particularly good. Great. How about you, Isaac? Last 2024 reflections.
It was a doozy. So last year, it wasn't really exactly a year ago. It was more like a year and a half ago. But I wasn't at PCA because, this is my 2nd year. And I was still in Massachusetts, and we were at our old house. And it was really chaotic because my dad, the reason that we had to move here is because my dad wanted to be a head pastor. He felt God calling him that way. But the church that we were at right now, or then, didn't want him to be their head pastor. So he had to pray a lot and kind of look inside and see what God was telling him to go to. And we found this really awesome church in Rye Congregational Church. That's really good. We love going there. But it was really hard to uproot everything from our lives that we've lived all our lives in Massachusetts and just move to a completely different state. We've gone into different states before, but we never lived in a different state.
Okay.
And so it was a challenge to move from our old school and all our friends and stuff and our old church and go to something completely new and completely fresh And so I think God kind of taught me like how to deal with change and how to grow through that. And it's ended up being really a blessing, honestly.
That's encouraging to hear. And I can imagine and what that may have been like. And boy, it makes a lot of sense to me that how much change that could be. Had you lived in Massachusetts basically all your life at that point?
Yeah. I mean, we'd never like bought a house. We'd always like rented and stuff because we don't have tons of money, but we had like moved around and stuff. So we weren't new with moving houses, but yeah, we basically lived all our life in Massachusetts.
But moving communities is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks for sharing that. That's a lot in 1 year. And Russell, close us out.
Yeah, so looking over the past year, it was really hard to find something, but something recent stood out to me. And that was on Veterans Day, the hero workout in the morning. You were there, 6 in the morning. And I don't really know why I chose to go there because you don't want to wake up at 5 in the morning and then do a CrossFit workout.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed doing it, and it brought me closer to people there that were doing it. So I had some other seniors there.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of nice to see how like the community came together, the small like amount of people doing that workout. And it just kind of made me like open my eyes and just look farther into like PC's community and like seeing teachers there, like Mr. Heckelman instructing and stuff. It was really cool. So it like gave me a different mindset about thinking in that way. So yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was quite a morning. It was pretty chilly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was totally impressed with the amount of seniors that were out there that morning. So
yeah,
you guys showed up in strength and you crushed it. And it was so fun and encouraging for me as an older guy just to do it alongside. Hell, it was a ton of fun. And there were a bunch of young kids too with their dads. And
it was
stuff. Yeah. So it was, I think with about 20, just for listeners, only about 20 people there.
Yeah.
But, and it was cold and it was dark when we started off, but Russell, you did great. Well, thanks for sharing. And, it's just, as we reflect back, my hope and prayer for all of us, you've probably already done it since we're past New Year's, but just to see God's hand in our lives and ask him to show us what that may be. And then we really want to sort of dive a little deeper on those sort of lessons learned from the last year. And Sarah, would you share with us one lesson that you feel like God has really taught you this year that you think is going to stick with you?
Patience. I've always really struggled with patience. And I think that this year I've learned the hard way that sometimes you really need to be patient with things, especially with God, because he's not always going to do what you want immediately.
How are you doing with being patient with yourself?
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, me too. I get it. That is a big one. And well, good for you for stepping into that. I think that's one that will impact you positively as you continue to grow in that. Thanks for sharing. Russell, how about yourself? I imagine you've faced some challenges, both big and small. How have they helped you grow in your faith and your ability to think and even ability to do things?
Yeah, so a challenge I've been facing, which is kind of like a bigger challenge for me, is the last 2 years. And I was talking about this earlier. It was just deciding on what to do after I graduate high school. So it's like decision going to college or should I do a trade, or there's a lot of opportunities. And it's really tough to find one, and nothing's really sticking out to me still. So I'm obviously still facing the challenge.
Sure.
But it's made me realize that, like, is God's in control. It's not like an easy decision to make by yourself when you're asking God these questions.
Yeah.
It's hard to find an answer sometimes. So it made me realize that God had control over the situation, and just to like take a deep breath and realize that it's like in his hands.
Yeah. Well, praying for you as you continue to sort of work through that. And you've got so much going for you, and there's so many great opportunities. And again, pray that you continue to feel us and sense his peace as we go. Isaac, you've talked about a lot of change already in your life. Can you share a bit more, maybe how you've seen people in your life, whether friends, family, or teachers, just really helped you see God's presence?
Yeah. So, like I said before, my dad's a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a hot tub at our new house.
Oh, cool.
So a lot of the time we just stay up late and stay in the hot tub and talk about theology and, like God and stuff.
Family, friends, both?
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. And like my mom, because she married a pastor, is also very, very Christian. She knows like a lot about the Bible and stuff. And so sometimes we just have like talks in the car, like especially with my brother, because he's really knows the Bible and stuff. And like anytime that I have questions or anything, they can just answer them like right off the top of their head, and they just know like always the right thing to say. But here at PCA, like I've been becoming friends with a lot of these people that are really awesome. And they've helped me see that like, even though it's really hard to change and stuff, there's tons of good stuff through that change that can happen. Like this one kid, you probably met him, EJ, like he's really awesome. And he's helped me see that like, I can still make new friends that can be really good friends, like probably for the rest of my life in new places. So yeah.
That's encouraging. A great family, friendship, new friendships. Super. Elizabeth, just for this segment, could you just reflect a little bit on, as you look back, any particular advice that you'd offer to someone starting on the PCA journey? Now we're going to touch this a little bit, but especially this last year, as you reflect also on your 4-year journey at PCA.
Definitely, I would say take the opportunities as you get them, because I didn't do theater sophomore year, and I wish I had. But I'm glad I did it last year. But I wish I had done it sooner. So if you want to try something new. Don't like hesitate.
Okay.
Like I did.
Well, it certainly sounds like you made up for it. And that's really, really encouraging too. So, but yeah, thanks. And there are, both at PCA and beyond, I mean, I'm amazed at the opportunities that you all have and you do avail yourselves of. And it's really fun to see you live your lives and play those stories out. So that was a little bit of looking to the past, or the past year in particular. But what if we talked a little bit about the future? You know, I'm reminded that Proverbs 16:9 says, "The heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." And so, Isaac, as you prepare for your high school, upper school years, anything in particular you're looking forward to?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I mean, in the upper school, it's definitely a completely different dynamic, so that'll be different to get used to. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it because there's all the people and, you know, all the different opportunities as opposed to the middle school. Because in the middle school, it's just like a much smaller community and you basically know everyone. But in the high school, you can make tons of new friends and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, the class is definitely, I'm seniors, you agree, sort of you have your class, but the classes mix a lot more.
Yeah. Especially once you like junior and senior year. Yeah. It makes up a lot of people.
Yeah. Elizabeth, you experienced something similar? Was it junior, senior year you started to see that crossover, or did you just see it earlier?
A little bit into sophomore year too. My friend group had friends from each grade, basically.
Yeah, it starts to really spread out. Well, that's neat. Russell, as you think beyond PCA, you have any dreams or goals you're praying about?
Yeah, definitely being successful, not through myself only, but through the Lord. So just trying to find, obviously, I've already talked about this, like finding an occupation or a job.
Sure.
But also before, like, say I'm like 30, 35, like being able to, say, like buy a house, find somewhere to settle down and just like, you know, start a community, which would be nice, and like have a family. So that's really like looking into the future, but it would be nice just to be like, have a house, say, before that time and stuff like that.
Okay.
And yeah, it's definitely something I dream about.
Sure. Yeah, that's meaningful. I mean, the idea of home, like creating your own home, I think is also God-given. I think it looks different for everybody, and it's obviously culture shapes that, but I totally get it, and I'm excited for you as you see how God's going to guide you in that in the years to come. I mean, can you imagine even thinking about being 35? I mean, that's like another half a lifetime for you, right?
It's almost
or another lifetime, right? Double your lifetime almost. But it's good. God will be in it all the way. Sarah, you have any questions or concerns about the future? And if you do, how do you trust God with them?
I think a big question I have is transitioning from 8th grade to freshman year, because it's kind of a big switch. I think with changing into a whole new community and lots of different classes, I think trusting God with that is going to be a big thing, because knowing that he's just kind of going to be there, it's a big thing.
Yeah. You're, when you think about that, is there anything in particular that sort of helps you as you process that? I mean, that big idea that God's going to be there, sounds like it's really important to you. But is there how do you sort of find that for yourself?
I think find God being there, or
Yeah, or how do you sense that? Do you have any way that you sense that?
I just kind of know, honestly.
Okay. I know for me, and everybody's different, but I think just, time in the Word, prayer, encouragement of others, and I just hear their stories, sort of like we're doing today, hearing how God's been present for us. It's a real encouragement too. So I don't know if any of those resonate, but the idea and your confidence that God is already there, it sounds like it's really helpful to you. It is a big change. All right, Elizabeth, as we look to the future, do you have any lessons that you'd like to sort of apply for yourself as you think from PCA in your time here, or just time in this season of life that you think will really help you as you look forward?
Yeah, I can think of some that already have helped, and I'm sure will keep helping.
Yeah.
Like, for example, last year I took the apologetics course with Mr. Abu, and we had just started studying it, or we'd gone partway through it, and somebody at my work, we suddenly started having like this conversation about like apologetics and stuff, and how he didn't understand it, and because of apologetics, I was able to help explain some of it. So that definitely has already helped, and I hope it will continue to help me be able to explain Christianity to people.
Well, I hope and pray that's for you as you go forward. There's a passage, I'm not going to get the verse right, but I think sort of what you're talking about is that we're just encouraged to have a reason for what we believe, to do it in gentleness and to offer that up. And it sounds like, it's a real joy that you got to do it. You all could see it, but Elizabeth just smiling. It sounds like she's talking to her workmate and just being able to walk through it. That's really neat. I hope you get many, many more opportunities. So as we wrap up today, and you think about the broader PCA community that's listening to this, can you offer any encouragement as they think about 2025 from your perspective, or anything you're praying for us as a community as we start this new year? And Russell, maybe I kick off with you.
Yeah, Elizabeth's already touched on it a little bit. Opportunities, I would say, turning down opportunities, or not even turning down one, just like being like afraid to, take hold of it. Yeah. I feel like even if you take a hold of an opportunity and you fail, I'd much rather, look back on that at my years of PCA and say, well, at least I did it. Because I started playing soccer junior year here. I played throughout middle school, and I decided I didn't want to do it like freshman, sophomore year. I started junior year. I'm like, wow, this is a lot of fun. Yeah. And then I did it this year, and I had even more fun. And I was like, oh, wow, I could have, done it freshman year, sophomore year, which I definitely had the opportunity to do it. So I would definitely, a piece of encouragement is just never turn down an opportunity. Just pray about it, because most of the time something good comes out of it.
Yeah. That's really opportunities. Thanks. What about you, Isaac?
Oh man, you have to loop back around to me. This guy's all prepared over here with the notes and everything. Just large in here.
Yeah, we can loop back around. You want to do that?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. How about you, Sarah? You're up.
I can think of two, but the first one is probably, you don't really need to worry about like fitting in, because every person is their own person, and you're never going to find a person who is exactly like you, because they just don't exist. And so you need to be comfortable with, that person's a little bit different than me. That's okay. I don't need to be the same as them for them to like me, because you're you, and don't let anybody say anything different.
Yeah. I get it. I think what I hear you saying is we are similar in some ways. We're also very different. How do we accept each other, and how do we walk with ourselves, and how are we accepted? So yeah, we'll continue to work on that. So how about you, Elizabeth?
I feel like a lot of people say this, but be kind to each other. Kindness is so important to like having a good community. You can't have a good community if people are mean to each other. So like, take a moment to be kind to somebody. Like, it happens a lot at the upper school. You can hold the door for somebody. And it's small. It's small, but it's very important.
Yeah, powerful too. Yeah, I get it. Okay, that's good encouragement. I'll take that on. All right, take us home, Isaac.
All right, so I thought about this for a little bit. Some people might seem like they hate you, or some people might seem like they really don't like you. But the thing is, you don't know what anyone's going through. So you might just have to try to be friends with them and try to help them through whatever they're going through. Because a lot of the time it's not you, it's just situations.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really wise and insightful. I mean, I think it sort of, to me, it pairs nicely with what Elizabeth just said, right? Be kind, also to some degree, be gracious, right? Even if things are like, Sarah said, things want to get along with people are different. We don't know what they're going through. And yeah, life can be really hard. And so I'm just grateful that the four of you are just committed to growing yourselves in your faith, loving others as well as you can, receiving God's grace and mercy. And that's my hope for our community. Seniors, as you get ready to go, I pray that the Lord, you would sense the Lord with you and helping direct your next steps, whatever they may be, and trusting in that. And for the 8th grade class, the class of 2029, I see Sarah's wearing her class of 2029 sweatshirt here. We're praying for you as you step up. It is a big step. It's a growth step. And hopefully you continue to, see that God's already there for you. And so for the rest of the community, we hope and pray that you have a wonderful start to 2025. And as we like to say around here, we will see you on campus soon. God bless you.